Hi, my name is Ilya, and I'd like to welcome you to the first part, or to the introductory part of From Zero to Azure, a course that starts really at zero and makes non-developers cloud developers. So that's the main goal. And why this course? So people outside the geek circles often ask me what I do for a living, and I answer software development, primarily using the cloud and mobile devices. Well, this is definitely a showstopper for non-geeks. But really, I would say not anymore. Many people already have heard about the cloud and what it is good for. Things like storing my pictures in the cloud and viewing them on any device, or getting notified about important events on my mobile device using notifications sent by servers in the cloud. Collaboration via the cloud, shared documents, work together on documents and more. So the time is right for a course like this, and people who are looking forward to become software developers move their focus more and more into the direction of the cloud. Employers need and want individuals that feel comfortable with cloud technologies. But the most important argument, I want to do personally something for the future of our children. And yes, that's the main thing. Call it the Uber argument if you want. Another important thing for me personally is that I want to share my knowledge with people and help them to achieve things. I have worked for over 15 years as a freelancer and coach, and the goal is to put as much as possible of my experiences into this course and to turn it into something useful for others. So, as I mentioned before, this course is for everyone. It's not important which gender you are, male or female, what religion and what educational background you have. You need to know how to work with the computer and the mouse. And really, I want to encourage you, if you are unable to read, if you never learned to read, go and learn it and return. And the last ingredient is passion. You need to be passionate about what you want to do. That's very important. So who should attend this course? I say everyone who's really interested in becoming a developer. Everyone who feels passionate about technology. Everyone who loves to create new things. If you think that this course is something like a geek bible or full of geek stuff, you are on the wrong path. We start from zero here, from nada, niente. You will learn the basics of programming, and then we move forward in small, digestible steps. So how much is it? It's free. But here's the deal. If you know people who want to learn in your neighborhood but cannot afford it because they cannot afford a computer, help them out in any way you can. For example, form a study group. Meet with other people who have the same interests like you. Talk to them, exchange your knowledge, and create awesome programs and apps together. If you have more than one computer, maybe you can offer an old one or lend it to somebody else so that you can work together. That would be really a great thing. So you can download the videos later on my webpage. I will render them and make them downloadable, and you can share those videos with your friends, and that way they can learn the same way you do it. Maybe they don't have a computer or internet access, and yeah, they can use a DVD player or something else. Okay? And it's 100% legal. You don't have to worry about nothing. Yeah, I think you got that now. So you might ask yourself, can I become a cloud developer? I say you definitely can. Try it and follow this course. And please, I want to encourage males and females. And if I say the user or she will or something else, it does not make any difference for me. Both sides are absolutely equal, and I again want to encourage parents not to make a difference between a girl or a boy in terms of a career choice. If your girl wants to build things in the garage, or your boy, it should not make any difference. Okay? So, just follow this course on a regular basis and you will become a cloud developer faster than you think. If you don't get some things at first or something else, just rewind the video and do it again. Search the web on the content, learn anything you can about that, because every course builds on a previous course most of the time, but you can watch them separately also. I mean, this is not a problem. But I really want to encourage you to look for content on the web, to analyze that, and to expand your knowledge from one part to the other. Okay? Well, you don't need a university degree to attend this course. It's a beginner's course, and like I said before, I believe that everyone can become a developer. But on the other hand, I really like to encourage you to get your degree any way you can, because this is really important. Knowledge is important, and it is important for you, for your future, and for the future of your kids. Yeah, and here's another message I want to transport to you via this video. Never, never, never give up. Sir Winston Churchill was a really wise man, and he knows what he's talking about. I want you to always remember this. And it doesn't matter how bad you feel or how bad the situation is, there's always a way out. And I'm talking from my own experience. Never forget that, okay? So, here's what you learned today. And what you learned today is not something that you will find in a school book, or most of it, or in some other literature. It's simply from my own experience, what I think that is important. So this is not a standard or something else. It's really what I have experienced. And what are the three most important qualities I need as a software developer or programmer? So the first ingredient is imagination. Because developing apps, programs, or services that help other people to solve their problems, that needs a lot of imagination. Imagination in this case means that you as an aspiring developer have to develop the ability to actually visualize how to write your code to solve the problem. But not only that, you should dive into the world of graphics designs as well. The next important thing is logic. So in every app, you have to make decisions, and those decisions are based on logic. So things can be true, they can be false, and they can be on or off. And with logic, you guide your user through the app. So what happens, for example, if somebody clicks a button? What happens, for example, if somebody chooses an item? All this kind of stuff, all these decisions go into the part of logic. Okay? And the third ingredient is abstraction. So you must be able to minimize the real world to what is really needed within your app. You will see what this means in a few seconds. So, visualize the problems you want to solve. So in general, developers have a great eye for good design of an app because they create the app. Developers bring the app to life. You also visualize how your users interact with your app to solve problems or to have fun, games, chat, and therefore you will learn the basics of user interface designs here as well. Take your time and browse the net on visualization, on good design patterns, as well as user interaction. It will pay off in the future. For example, when you communicate with professional designers on your job, it will help you tremendously. I don't think that anyone out there should consider developers as boring code hacking robots anymore. Developers are evolving from pure hackers to dev signers, which is a combination of the two words developer and designer. And I think they really should give up what they think about developers. Okay? But you as a developer, you have to work on the ability to visualize the problems you have to solve, to really get yourself into the position of the user, of the future users of your app. That's really important. And users always will give you feedback on your app, and it's really easy today for users to give a bad review on your app or something else. You have to work on this. Okay? That's quite important. Okay. Abstraction. So abstraction is the process of reducing what you see to its essentials. As you can see, there's a car, but you can reduce that car and create an abstract picture of it only to see what you need to implement your app. And abstraction goes hand in hand with imagination. To abstract in terms of development means to reduce what you see to its bare essentials. With it, I mean objects, a process, like for example, like how to drive a car, or users. Maybe it's better to see users as actors or subjects. And a car is always a good example. To actually develop an app that acts like a car, you can drill down the car and reduce it to a vehicle. A vehicle itself, in terms of transportation, is always meant to carry persons and things, or even only things, or no things and no persons. It has specific characteristics like the amount of tires, or is even jet propelled. Then it has or has no seats or a steering wheel. It has a chassis and an engine or no engine, like the good old bike, for example. So these characteristics are called properties in the development world. Then there are things that can be done with a vehicle. You can ride it, for example, drive, or you can step on the brakes, brake, shift gears and much more. So those actions that a user can perform using your app, or the app itself can call certain actions, are called methods. Now that you actually have reduced something like a car to a vehicle, you are ready to create a factory that, for example, creates bikes, planes or cars. The vehicle itself can be extended, and a car, for example, inherits the basic properties and methods that a vehicle already has. That's valid for a bike or a plane as well. Why do we do that? Because we don't want to reinvent the wheel every time we have to solve a similar scenario that, for example, includes a car. We want to reuse what we have developed before. And all of this will make more sense in future chapters. So I just want you to get your brains on the track now. Okay, logic. So it's true or false, on or off. So you will need logic to steer the actions of your apps into the right direction. This means that decisions have to be made and conditions need to be checked and proven right or wrong. So a really good example is a light switch. If you put that switch into the on position and your light bulb is okay and you have power in your wires, the light bulb will lighten up. If only one of these conditions is not given, for example, the bulb is damaged, it will not work. If you have to separate light bulbs with two separate switches and the last conditions are given, so the bulb is okay and everything else, you can turn on switch 1 and the first bulb will lighten up. Or you can turn on switch 2 and bulb B lighten up. If you turn off switch 1 and switch 2 is turned on, you still have light. Or you can turn both switches off, which means that you will have no light. Okay? So this is a quite important thing to learn, and what I'm talking about here are truth tables. So you will learn more about that in the next part of the course. But for now, you have simply to remember that you put the switch on, the light goes on. That's true. You put the switch off, the light goes off. That's false. Okay? So that's quite important. And this is how you make decisions within an app. Like I said, in the next part of the course, we will start right away and combine that with some pseudocode that we will write at first, just to make all of this more visible and more interesting. And until then, I really like you to browse the net to learn about logic, about visualization, and to learn about abstraction. Okay, so these are the basic principles that I think that are most important, and you will need that throughout the course. Okay, but now we have a break and enjoy the music.